I'm going to move over to an athlete that I do love. His jersey's hanging up right outside in my lounge here. Reggie Miller, all-time great pacer. Uh, he took a little sneak diss shot at Caitlin Clark, in my opinion, Scap. I want to get your ruling on this. But he compared her to Peyton Pritchard. And you know more about Peyton Pritchard than I do, but let's hear from Reggie Miller.
Curious too. I know you guys have seen Caitlin play. She's a one of ones, but is there like a comparison of someone either you played with or you guys watching the game right now that reminds you of the young lady to your right?
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle the basketball. He makes big shots when the shot clock's running down, a lot like this young lady right here. Isn't afraid of the big moment and is a champion like she's soon to be.
What about you, Melo?
I mean, to me, she nailed it. It would be Luka for me. The way that you're able to play in that open court, to see the vision that you have, to be able to shoot at the drop of a dime, to be able to pull up across half court. You keep the defensive thinking every single time, not knowing what you're going to do. And again, you have that too, and that pick and roll, keeping them in jail and then understanding how to operate out of that. You have it. You have it. So I would agree with her saying.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just.
Peyton Pritchard. What is he? The 60th best player in the NBA? I don't know.
If that, Jason, I didn't know when I saw this on the rundown or on the little the sheet of rundown of what we were going to talk about. I didn't know that Caitlin. I didn't see the clip until just now. I didn't know she was on the set while that happened. That I would have just walked off. If I was Caitlin Clark, I would have just walked off at that point. Like Caitlin Clark is the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, at least in her importance to that league.
Steph
and then
Curry.
If you want to go to a specific comp, I would say just be safe and say Steph Curry. They're two, elite outside shooters. They move a lot without the ball. Like it's an obvious comp. She's a smaller player. Like it just makes totals. Peyton Pritchard, like he was a bench player until this year, forced into action only because of the injury to Tatum, and obviously they made some changes in the offseason, got rid of some of their core nucleus to that championship run in 2024. But Pritchard, look, he's a nice player. He won Sixth Man of the Year last season, but like he wasn't, again, even a starter till now. I believe he's averaging a shade under 17 points per game in the NBA right now, which in the Lord's year of 2026, Jason, 17 points per game now is like, I don't know, like an 8 or 9 point per game score back in like the early 2000s or the 90s. So this is an absolute dig, a total undeniable shot by your man Reg at Caitlin Clark. And I can't believe she was on set and just stood there and took it like that with a smile on her face. I guess she's classier than me because I would have just like dropped the mic and walked off.
Don't forget, Peyton Pritchard averages 4 or 5 assists. I mean, he's got to be in the top 70 assist guys in the NBA. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is known for her passing, led the league in assists as a rookie. Scap, I think it's obvious here. You know who Reggie Miller's big sister is? Cheryl. He took a shot on Cheryl's behalf. And I don't even know where Cheryl comes down on the Caitlin Clark deal, but I think that's what motivated Reggie is Caitlin's a bigger deal than my sister. She shouldn't be, so let me diminish her by comparing her to – it took all of his discipline not to say Jeremy Lin, because that's what he really wanted to say, is she reminds me a lot of Jeremy Lin, flash in the pan.
I think you're right. I think he probably would have liked to say that. And I like Reggie as a player, but he has been doing questionable things in the broadcast booth for years. This guy's been drooling and slobbering over LeBron James, like at every stretch and any opportunity that he gets. So I'm not the highest or the biggest fan of your guy, Reggie, in the booth. I liked him on the court. But again, another guy that really hasn't benefited from picking up the microphone in my estimation.
It's embarrassing what he did there. Again, the guy made his name in Indiana. Indiana Fever fans are the biggest thing in women's basketball. He just took a pot shot at her, This is calculated. How do you even come up with Peyton Pritchard? I mean, how? First of all, you're a broadcaster, and you've made most of your audience go, well, man, I got to go to Google and find out who Peyton Pritchard is. Because it's just not, you didn't compare to James Harden or Dame Lillard or, any of these guys with big brands. Peyton Pritchard. People had to go to Google to find, and he did the race thing, compared it to a white guy. This is just bad, Reggie. Reggie, we've seen a lot of athletes apologize for things they shouldn't apologize for. Reggie should apologize here because it's a bad look.
I agree, and like you said, and I'll just reaffirm, like Steph Curry, perfect example in terms of the marketability and so forth of both of them. The fact that they both kind of hit it big in the March Madness tournament. Remember, Steph Curry came, from Davidson, and he had that brilliant run into the Sweet. I think he went to the Sweet 16 that year. Obviously, Clark had, came on the stage in a major way during the March tournament, and now they're both two elite all-time, shooting players in their respective leagues. It's just such an obvious comp. The fact that even Melo didn't go to that one, I just don't get it, honestly.
At least Melo went to a top 3 NBA player and a ball-dominant player that scores. I mean, Melo was in the ballpark. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take a little cheap shot at Reggie, and Reggie, you forced me into it. If we were off camera, and I was speculating about, I'd first say he's taking a cheap shot for Cheryl, and then I would go like, man, Reggie has shown a lack of discipline as it relates to his lust. He got jammed up, stalking some married woman that like flew a sign, or her husband I think flew a sign, and I'm just like, oh, did he make a pass? Did he flirt with Caitlin Clark and she shut him down? And now he's taking a little shot here. Reg, I'm sorry, you put yourself in harm's way. Your jersey's hanging just right outside this door, but I got to call a spade here, Reggie. I want to play you a clip of Draymond Green explaining his racist comments. Let's hear from Draymond.
Discuss the post-game comments with the referee. I know everybody was like, oh, man, why'd you mention being a black man in America? Well, the reason I mentioned being a black man in America because black people in America has suffered more than anyone. Black people in America has been mistreated more than anyone. Black people in America has been marginalized more than anyone. Black people in America has been dealt a bad hand since the beginning of time. And so the reason I spoke about being a black man in America is because in everything that black people in America have gone through, I'm not okay with anyone for that matter, but in particular in this situation, a white man putting his hand in my face and telling me in his stern voice that now is my chance not to say another word and put his hand up.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I can't take this guy. I can't take these guys. Have you seen the video? The ref never put his hand in his face. The ref had his hand at maybe Draymond's chest level or whatever. Never put his hands in his face. This whole, woe is me, I'm a victim. Nobody in the history of the world has been as mistreated as black people. Guy sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars for playing a game of basketball. He can't conjugate subject and verb. Black people. He's an ignoramus that is tall and can play basketball, and he gets to say this kind of stuff. I can't. Anyway, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just a totally and utterly tone deaf take by him. It's not surprising, Jason. I don't understand why he even puts himself in these situations. Why does this guy have a podcast to raise the probability and likelihood of him looking and sounding like an idiot? Like, just go away, be quiet, count your money, be happy, and get out of everyone's faces. Firstly, like, if anyone has I would say if they've earned the thinnest or the shortest of all leashes possible from officials, it would be Draymond Green. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I mean, just I want to echo it because it's just spot on, and you hit the nail on the head. And we're kind of dealing with it too with the Grammys. I don't know if you saw the display of them, all of the pampered, coddled, like incredibly rich people talking about things that they don't know on stage after every single award. Draymond Green is in that same category. Even if, let's say, there is some validity to the messaging that Draymond Green is trying to get across or convey, he ain't the guy that should be delivering it. Like he's just not the proper messenger. As are none of these, rich entertainers at the Grammys, or LeBron James for that matter, or any other NBA player that for basically their entire adult lives have been multi-millionaires and have essentially been sold under a lucky star and got the golden ticket. Like, you guys, it's just falling on deaf ears. And more than that, it's actually turning other fans, like regular casual observers and fans, off. Like, we don't care what you have to say, Draymond, and all of you Grammy and singer and pop stars. Nobody cares because you're so out of touch with reality. You're not actually living these rigors or challenges that you're trying to talk about. So why should anybody care what you have to say about it? Draymond, go away, please. Do yourself a favor. Shut the mic off. Count the money, and thank God you are where you are with the money that you have.
It's podcasting is possibly doing more damage to professional athletes, and I'm just going to keep it real, professional black athletes, than anything. It's just like they're removing all of the mystery and exposing themselves, just like the Hollywood types. They keep getting on these award shows and spewing their ignorance to all of these athletes with podcasts, removing all doubt. Where are the intelligent podcasters as it relates to the former athletes? There doesn't seem to be any. Man, this fingernails on a chalkboard.